Also, not the right dance move at all. It's a lasso, not a fishing rod. Hello. Stream. This time with audio that is important because I'm paying attention and know what I'm doing. And I found a notebook, specifically the Dawntrail notebook, so I get to take notes by hand again. I wonder if I was taking notes in this before. Oh, I have the original notes on me and Bryce's rankings of the different hours going through that first speed run, so that's cool. And the rankings for our run through 2, apparently, or a re-ranking of the first thing in better handwriting. Okay, cool. I really haven't used this notebook. Apparently, I used it for a bunch of Baba's U notes. And by a bunch, I mean 1 page. Dawntrail speedrun ran. You know, boys, it's curious that you should say give it up for hour 14 when your favorite hour was hour 19, and you put hour 14 in C tier. Curious. Very curious. But yeah, it's time for another run through. I don't have a bunch of notes to write down this time. I actually have a physical notebook, so I can just take down notes while voice acting again and like scribbling, because that's a lot easier than typing notes and a lot quicker, because I can be a lot more messy, because I don't have to worry about spelling things correctly when I can't read my handwriting anyway. So, you know, rest assured that it's not better just because it's not in GIMP. I should pull up the notes before I forget in case there's any random screenshots or anything I want to add. Bada bing. So last we left off, we had a big campfire night, which, just to help with me, there they are. We had a big campfire night. We went through all this orange text with, that's a K, right? Jesus Christ, I didn't realize that my... Huh? Oh shit, do they actually separate all out? Have they always just separated out the most recent content? That makes sense. That is a K. That definitely looks like an R. Okay, hang on. Real quick, only because my handwriting is completely illegible and it makes me feel great shame. And this is just extra. It's important that my notes actually be legible to me, the only person who even has a shot in hell of reading these notes. Let's see. Wook had her whole thing about having a panic. Oh no, sorry. Wook wants to go to the Yokhoi in the mountains. But Ava was like, let's go to the Moblins. Bakul Jaja fucks this over. So does Koana and gang. At the top. Boy, my handwriting is a lot worse than I thought it was. Oh, not helped by the fact that I'm not actually writing. So at the top, we get a small cutscene with each promises they rest. Wook has a little bit of a panic attack but feels better about herself. Koana is like, damn, I love tech. Surulja had the most... Surulja and Zorolja had the most interesting cutscene with trying to figure out what the fuck Surulja's problem was, and then Bakul Jaja was an asshole. So with all that, we're ready to ride. Yeah, dick rides. Yeah, I'm glad that you caught the important note. Surulja was really dick riding Zorolja. He was like, oh my god, you're the best. You deserve to be the best. You are actually the coolest person, and everybody should just realize how cool you are at all times. And I'm like, okay, let's get to the point here. Which I appreciate. Zorolja was also like, none of that matters. Shut up. Okay. Next quest. The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here, but be warned, the road we'll take is a favorite hunting ground for bandits. Earthenshire. Oh, this pen is annoying. With the stairs currently impassable, there'll be few travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although, considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What have Zoroljar and the Lance Guard been doing? Seems it's up to me to restore order to the area. Damn. Yeah, fuck that guy. And off she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river. I'm also glad you picked up on the Bakul Jaja is an asshole thing. It's very important. I keep my notes incredibly accurate. Was there just a flash across the stream? Weird, whatever. Alright, I never went to wherever that is, but I assume we'll be there later. For now, I don't actually know who the Moblins are. I'm kind of assuming that they'll be like the... not goblins. The steampunk gremlin dudes in Eorzea. I'm assuming that the Moblins will be similar to that, since the other races have their own parallels in Eorzea. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently, they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little farther ahead, on the opposite bank of Miekabek Soma, but let's remain vigilant all the same. Moblins are the big guys with spears from Zelda. Fucking hell! What the fuck? Are you good? Damn, are you good? Oh my god! They're just like, there's some bandits we need to worry about, and then I look to the right, and there's a nuclear bomb going off. That genuinely jump scared me a little bit. I was like, oh, oh! Okay. It's just a player killing some mobs or doing a quest or a fate or whatever, but it jump scared me so much. I wasn't expecting it to be that shiny. I don't know how shiny my attacks are, to be fair. I don't think they're that shiny. I assume that's a summoner. But I could always be wrong. There's a big boy. Ooh, I like the idea of a Triceratops but an iguana. That's funny. I mean, it's funny when it's not chasing me down trying to eat me. Why is everything carnivorous? I'm gonna find out that the alpacas are carnivorous later, and I'm gonna be mad about it. Oh, this is interesting. It looks like a shattered teapot. It also reminds me of what I was talking about. Okay, cool. I was 100% right about the Moblin similarities. Though I guess, to be fair, I don't actually remember what they're called in Eorzea, so these may not be a different species. They may actually just be the same thing. Are they just goblins in Eorzea? I think they're just goblins in Eorzea, right? This is it. The village where the Lay of Potch from the Tuliolol saga took place. Yep, okay, they are just goblins in Eorzea. I feel better. Earthenshire, Idleshire? Might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. This shire appears custom-built to resemble Potts, while the others are a purpose town. Oh, cool, I wasn't wrong to say it looked like a shattered teapot. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue? That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant's Elector, if you happen to know who that is. You are exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Ridorak is the elector you seek. Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Ridorak. Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Ridorak would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. There is no time for feats or mental tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I fear you've been caught in the path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworns with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metal work in Tyrol. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best they can offer, I should never have left to watch you make Mechi. Okay, fuck you. You see? The Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the Pot Pact. Should all our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something and do it soon. Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. It would give me the chance to learn more about your people and your village, and if it brings us closer to the beginning of the feats, all the better. This isn't strictly part of the content, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. I could use a nap, but of course I'll help. I'm the Warrior of Light. I'm used to doing menial tasks for random people we just met 5 minutes ago. I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. That'd be really funny though if you could just pick, actually I want to take a nap, and you just skipped the next like quest or two while you took a nap. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ridorak truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist Rakorak. So Potsworn are goldsmiths and metalworkers. They have a pot pact together where they feed and house the artisans, and the Potsworn give gold and metal back. Gold and metal work. You other four, follow Ridorak. There are other help hands in need of help lending. I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There'll be no more feigning strength. No more playing at being an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. Against my will sometimes. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Oh, that's kinda nice. Ah, yes, I am cool. Thank you. Now let's find this Rakorak fellow and see what we can do for him. The idea of the Warrior of Light acting as like a mentor to someone who actually will be as strong as the Warrior of Light someday is actually really cool. Like, I had a level of separation from Warclamot, being like, ah yes, of course, Warclamot is going to be, you know, like all the other NPCs that I know that are just, they end up being in charge of a town or something, and then they help me when I need them or whatever. But I'm curious now of the setup we're getting for Warclamont, where I'm explicitly in a mentor role. That expands the possible plot lines for her later, if that is where this is going. I think I found our help hand. First, we'll solve this problem for the Moblins, then we'll see about completing their feat. Blackrock can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pact is broken and the pots are emptying. You come to aid Ragnarok? Oh, Ragnarok accepts your help lending with joyous feel smiles. So, hang on. Ragnarok is the elector. And Ragnarok is just some guy that we're helping out. If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. What a bunch of assholes the Pot Pact are to be like, oh, I'm sorry, a natural disaster took out your village. We're leaving immediately. Where's this chest I got? Oh god, my inventory is so full. 655? That seems like a new weapon to me, baby. Neat. Neat. I have a fire sword. I like having a fire sword. Makes me feel hot. Now then, what's up? What Ragnarok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn K. The help hand assigned to K was hurt during the rock rain, so Ragnarok took over. But he knows nothing of Kai. I'm sorry, we've done a lot of proper nouns very quickly that I don't know. For Potsworn K. K is a Potsworn. Okay. Okay, this took me a second to understand. But K is a Potsworn. They need something. Their helper got hurt. And Ragnarok doesn't know K very well and is not interacting well. What does K want? What does K need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guest think. Please, guest think with Ragnarok. Find out what KE is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. What? We have to guess? Like I was gonna say like watering a toddler. But no, like giving water to a toddler. This is where KE works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. That must be KE. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. I like that KE is just listening to this. We'll have to leave him be, and Char handed some guest thing. Inspect the workshop. Okay. How obvious is this? I want to see if I can guess what they need, but without clicking on anything. So the furnace is on and running and everything. All those spools seem full. Untouched meal. Oh. Crafting materials look a little empty. They could be full. There's the dude. Worn goldsmithing tools. Well, that kind of gives the game away. Alright, fair enough. Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones? He must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. Isn't there two other things to look at? No, apparently not. That looks delicious. He's barely touched his meal. This dish is meant to be eaten hot or it loses its savor. So we need to force him to eat, replace his tools, and get some airflow. Thank you. I'm so smart for knowing those things. Alright, after taking a good look, Will actually hit right click too fast and didn't read the dialogue. Whoopsies. At least he talks to some of the NPCs before continuing the main story quest now. You made your observations? What did you guess think? First off, I noticed Kai hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? But Rakark is sure of nothing when it comes to Kai's taste. I can help you with that. My brother Kwana has also had sorrow, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kai probably wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. Rakark never would have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all, but I don't think that was the only reason Kai couldn't concentrate. That's our homeland is hot and dry, but even Kai seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty's hard. They make a lovely breeze. Do you know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the Shoals of No Return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up their search for the Golden City. So we salvage them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us, Deka? Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kai's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Oh, Rakark was too preoccupied with stocking materials. A serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a help hand's responsibility. Then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The Shoals of No Return are past the crags, through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village, go to the Shoals of No Return, and then return. Seriously though, is no one else worried about that name? Did I tune? Yes, okay. Did I talk to that alpaca keep? Yeah. Oh, are we going to a new area? Oh, I think we are. Shit. I wasn't expecting to travel to a new area, actually. Deka? You're Deka, aren't you? What brings you out here? Ah, the issue with caring for the Potsworn. When they approached me with the same problem, I suggest they commission Arzans and Charlene instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. Okay, you're a dick. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Urianger, in fact. Settlements in Kozama Uka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. When I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlene technology. Regarding your choice, Thancred? My apologies. I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Deka. Oh, I am actually looking for something. Okay, I thought I was going to go right down the road, but no. That makes more sense. It's also a good thing they did that cutscene, because apparently I did not understand the instructions I was given at all. Also, hang on, wait. I want to look at these I didn't even register. When they said that they looked like pots, I kind of expected them to look like kettles. I see what they mean with the big chimneys and stuff. Okay. Okay. I have an artist to cool down. Just watching him work and occasionally redeeming the hydrate channel point redeem. Oh, keep it together, game. Keep it together, damn. Damn. I believe in you. You can do it. I should really upgrade my processor. But upgrading my processor is going to involve upgrading my entire computer because the motherboard I bought isn't compatible with most processors these days. Alas. Let's see, I'm kind of assuming what I need will not be fiery orange. But green sounds right. Green is Aether. Arrow, I mean. When have I casted Wind Magic as a white mage? See what you found the Crystal Rock Arc sent you to get. Whatever. Oh, okay. That was easy. I'm curious why there's so many shipwrecks here specifically, of people who are trying to find the City of Gold and failed. Seems like a weird location for there to be so many wrecks. Like near the Moblin village. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it? Maybe they were trying to get up to the Yacht Quarry for some reason? No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm hyper curious now, though. Maybe there'll be some mention of it when we actually start the feat. Is that a cool breeze rock feels? Here's your wind crystal. Oh, drafty's hard. I was like, what kind of machine is a drafty's hard? It's just a wind. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I was like, oh, is that an air conditioner? No. Yes, thank you for seek finding a drafty's hard. Rock will add it to the new set of tools he bought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hetsaro, and it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Caillou thinks of our efforts. And he's just replaced with a perfectly cooked turkey, Thanksgiving style turkey. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a pot pact. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a pot sword. Did we get a sick piece of jewelry? Is that the craft success sound, by the way? Because that's very funny, I'm sure. Neat! An oil lamp to burn the halls of Volokshunsa. The craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance! Truly a gift fit for the Dawn Servant. I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. I'm so glad that they're all working so well. Oh no, great. Forgive my interruption. Limity, I'm told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with the feat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kozama Uka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charlene goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tulliola, unfortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Hitsaro more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tual's various peoples were eye-opening. Did he really just go tch? You lived as a traditional Hitsaro. I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Okay, well, way to bring down the vibe. So Koana has travel trauma, I guess. Koana traveled from nomadic life. That's curious. I mean, I am a little bit annoyed at the fact that so much storytelling in Final Fantasy XIV is someone going, ugh, I have trauma about that, or ugh, that's a problem for me, and then the cutscene ends. But I'm curious. I'm willing to let this slow burn go. Akoak is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guessing. When it comes to help handing, knowing the potsworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. That's just anime, to be honest, and I will be angry at anime for it. But we have new gear. That's worse than our old gear. I did kind of forget that I Oh, fuck. Oh, I forgot that I downgraded, and this is just the proper sword for what I have, instead of the sword I got from the box, which is this, because I forgot I purposefully downgraded so I didn't have the best thing. And this also fits my outfit better. So whatever. I'm losing 5 item level. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Orionjay. I also ran into the Levier twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. Well, at least he's nice and fair. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting. But even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Ridoak waiting. Neat. It's a fascinating idea. Is basically just to be like, yo, anyone who's a good enough artist can come here and we will literally cater to your every whim on the condition that you make really, really good craft. The next dungeon is where new gear will be equivalent to your Endwalker Tome gear. Alright, so another level or so. We'll get there in a couple hours, I'm sure. Ridoak, thank you for assisting Helphander Akoak. She will announce the feat once the other claimant arrives, so please be patient a little while longer. I can't get a grasp on which words the Moblins replace with other words. I was so convinced it was going to be voice acting. I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the potsworn to stay. How did you fare? Same result. Nouns and verbs mostly. read this setup. If I won the lottery, I might not tell anyone, but there would be signs. Fucking fair enough. So you managed to do the same. Splendid. Oh, cool. Y'all showed up. Welcome to Earthenshire, First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new potsworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Zoralja! He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebble stones. The resilient son of a dawn servant. Zoralja was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, well, we meet again. Oh, and then there's this asshole. These assholes, I guess. Just in time for the feat to begin. I bet he was already here, laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Claimant, your attention, please. As Redoak has explained, many of our potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metal were crafted by these artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Truly all merchants will suffer. So Redoak sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever-hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. Oh, cool, we know that guy. So we're to recruit new potsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Redoak's request. She will happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zoralja's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. I think they are. I think that's kind of the point. We'll see how many more times that brick gets pointed out before it gets thrown. Then Redoak declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snitching or deceitful tongue flaps. The elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Which is exactly what we should do. I'm sorry, I don't have it in me right now to evil laugh. A fine suggestion, brother. Fuck, can I do a Lash voice at all? The Lash thinks that... No, not at all, but I can try to hit at least the same relative cadence. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. Did we hear all that? That nasty brute is up to something. Aye, he may seek to delay us again as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wooklamont? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? Well, we did just see that one goldsmith. I know some artisans among my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolol to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kawana probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand? That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking on a watching Mechi Mechi? That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolol it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? Oh no, 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 I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. if that buildup was worth it. Well, now I have water. That's nice. Look, Lamont, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? Oh my god. I'm positive. Mostly. Oh my god, her eyes! Okay, I was kind of annoyed about her whinging, but I'm incredibly bemused by the sincerity of it. I also appreciate them not skipping over the idea of traveling back and making it a actual plot detail. I wish I had a spell or a potion that could ease her nausea. I procured many unusual items for clients, but meeting the personalized needs of a potsworn is not an experience I can't repeat. I need a moment. Upriver, downriver. Hugh Katumu was too rough for me. I should actually write down that that is the name of the river. Because I was mildly confused about why that was the name of the dungeon. Because I did not register that it was actually the name of the river last time. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Moblin can help us recruit a potsworn. I do really like the music of this town. I like the bouncy, almost jazzy nature of it. I never understood why they don't just teleport here. Dawntrail music is very good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Lamont knows how to aether travel, actually. That might be a valid question. Really, I don't know anyone who... The problem is that we never actually explicitly travel via Ethernet with anyone else. Does an NPC ever... Do we ever see an NPC travel via Ethernet in the main story? They move from place to place. But... Yes? When? Ishtola's sudden... teleportation magic does not count. The start of Endwalker. Suddenly the plot point of an Endwalker. Oh yeah, fuck. Yeah, there's a whole thing to try to teleport to a place that they've never been to before, isn't there? That feels like a little bit... Like, you are right. My brain wants to put that in a separate category because it's not anyone like casually using it. It's a plot point, not a tool of a convenience of like, ooh, we need to travel via Ethernet, but we've never been there, so we need to figure that out. Unless so like, oh yeah, I'll meet you in Ul'dah in a second. I just gotta go over to the Ether Crystal real quick. And they make a big deal about how Thancred can't use it. Yeah. Yeah. Like, they use it, just not casually in the story. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to watch Mechi Mechi? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Moblin. Actually, I have a favor to ask. And then oh god, I need a dirigible floats by. So, what do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the Moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the third promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? What about that Eorzean goldsmith? You mean Fontaine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. Considering the distance he's already come, I don't think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Fontaine at his workbench this hour. He's finished for the day. Probably enjoying a meal over at Balyav Tea. Is it Balyav Tea? Well, we should go and talk with him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take a rest of the cabins if you like. The Sage quest is probably my favorite instance of teleport being used in game. Fuck, I don't remember the Sage quest at all. Right, let's go and see a man about a pot. Can you say that in a way that isn't going to have us in the tabloids tomorrow? Well, it's nice that he's eating at the good taco place. Right, where's our man? There he is. Enjoying a meal off in the corner, mildly in the dark, all by himself. Oh, Decca, you're here too. The third promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? Same complete blank beyond some bad man was up to some bad things. I mean, that's the way of it with the intro job quests. The last time we talked was on this beach. The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yeah, wasn't I? A lost soul. Until the two of you came along to help me and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So, what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you've settled in. But I'm looking for someone to become a Potsworn. I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the Moblins, isn't it? But you're not a Moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the rite of succession. I need to bring a new Potsworn to Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. We've barely met, and after pushing you to work at Wachi Mechi Mechi, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I'm now an official subject of Tuliolol. Unironically... Okay, hang on, wait. What do you mean immigration paperwork is real? The continents didn't know that each other existed like 60 years ago? Or did know but just didn't have any contact with each other? And now we've got official immigration paperwork? Do they... Can I show an Eorzean issued ID in Tuliolol and legally buy alcohol? Like what? I need to know how the immigration procedures work between these two continents. If I go abroad for a semester from Charlene to Tuliolol, Can I get credit? Like, does that help me? Or is that a bad idea? Like, are there any sports leagues that compete against each other? Are there any like, do they have a World Cup? I need to know if they have a World Cup. I mean, it works the other way around for the Nerdcat. I mean, yeah, but like... I've never thought of... Did it? I mean, listen, Charlia is a bunch of assholes. I understand that they would have immigration paperwork. But does always have immigration paperwork? Do you have to fill out forms? If I want to move from one town to another, do I need to, like, get a certified piece of mail to send to the credit card company so they know about my new address? Like... Am I the only one who's fascinated by the implications here? I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession as claimants, including you, of course. I can turn the music down a little. Now, you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos, he was slain. Meanwhile, the music is just like ba-da-ba-da. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired, I never wished to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Forgetane, thank you. I shall return to Master Moblin and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. See, isn't this nice? You need a pass to use the airships and ferries? I guess that makes sense. I always assumed that was... No, I never thought about that. My brain was just like, of course they have a magical TSA. Why not? Perhaps you remember me? Buck Evu, owner of FFXIV. I'd like a word if you don't mind. You're Work Lamott's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown, too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop, then. You now gain access to role quests. Speak with Buck Evu at FFXIV. Pursue new adventures as you progress through the rite of succession. Neat! I forgot about role quests. I guess I kind of assumed that they weren't going to be a thing in Dawntrail. But I do want to unlock that. Dekka, I was wondering when you'd be along. Not a moment too soon, either. I've got an urgent job that needs doing, and there's no one else I didn't trust it with. Have we talked? Of course, you'll be wanting to know the details. It's a long story, so why don't you grab a seat over there? I'll join you shortly. The whole quests are interesting. Okay. What's going on here? Now that we're all settled, allow me to introduce myself properly. I'm Buck... Brook? Is it Brook or Bruck? Buck Evu, proprietor of FFXIV. It's probably Thai. As you know, my establishment is open to anyone. People hailing from across Tural, and sometimes further, come here to whet their appetite and slake their thirst. Given how we turn no one away, it's inevitable that a few bad apples might mix into my motley patrons, and therein lies the rub. A particularly rotten bunch was here not long ago. Sitting just over there, in fact, and having a conversation most foul. I thank you all for coming here so far from your respective homes. I wasn't expecting the little automaton. As this is the first time we've all gathered in one place, perhaps formal introductions are in order. I am... welcome, welcome. What'll you be having? Could we have a moment, please? We are in the middle of something very important. Oh, that's funny. Now then, where was I? Oh, yes. I'm Apiai. Apai? Hang on. Okay. If you are sitting here now, it is because I personally invited you to the Passage of the Unbound, my secretive, villainous order with ambitions to sow discord throughout the world. Okay, I'm starting to suspect that this narrator is not reliable. I don't think that they actually said it that way. I think that maybe she was mildly rude to the waiter or waitress. And the head of the restaurant took that very personally. Villains do not often call themselves such. Nor do secret orders have their meeting in places where all eyes can see. What do you know? Your snide remarks only ruin my carefully constructed atmosphere. If I had time to think of a suitable slogan, you would understand that words are everything. But I digress. I invite you all here for one reason. To throw the world into a mire of chaos and then watch its nations crumble. What else would we call ourselves if not to villainous? What the fuck is going... My only interest is to punish all who've dared to mock and belittle me. So long as I can achieve that, you can call me whatever you like. The rich, the powerful, the mighty, all shall be crushed under the weight of my ire. A grand design for a group of 6. Even if we manage to muster others to our side, there's a limit to what we can accomplish. I regret to say you are right. At present, we are bound and powerless. That is why, in order to raise our fists against our oppressors, we must find the strength to shatter our shackles. And in doing so, we shall become unbound. Like the birds soaring up above, we shall take flight and spread our wicked wings, staining the azure skies black. But sometimes skies become treacherous with clouds, and even birds must rest. You speak of finding strength. Is that why we are here? To look for it? If so, then I pledge my aid. With newfound might at my beck and call, I shall win adoration known only by a hero. Your eagerness is heartening, and you are correct. The tools to make our goal a reality lay in Tural. Across this continent can be found certain artifacts which possess untold power. Did you say artifacts? Okay, I actually don't know what mirthful means. I've seen mirth so many times, and I think it's like positive, like bubbly maybe? Full of mirth, merry or amusing. Okay, I was close. Oh, a sense of adventurous hunt for instruments of devious devilry ahead. My imagination is overflowing with images of the new forms my trickery might take. I dare say the world is not ready. What the fuck is going... Yes, well, to get to the heart of the matter, the objects are held by the disparate tribes which have made their homes in the Turali continent, where they have been passed down through generations as sacred treasures. Whatever stories these people have attached to their so-called, quote, treasures, end quote, Matters not. Each contain the essence of fearsome beasts called Tural Vidral, and with them in our possession, none shall be able to stand against us. Is everyone here like 16? We shall take the objects for ourselves, bring them across the sea, and use them to undermine nations far and wide. The means by which you each choose to do so, I leave in your hands. I only ask that you do not disappoint. What the fuck is happening? I take it there are no questions. Then let the passage of the unbound open unto the world. We begin at once. Or after dinner. Oh my god, they dined and dashed. They didn't order a single thing. Oh, never mind. Okay, so what the fuck? Wait, is that a ketchup bottle? That's the long and short of it. What do you think? They left without ordering anything. Villainous indeed. It's right there in their name. They're unbound by manners and respect, and won't be welcome back here anytime soon. You, on the other hand, can stay as long as you like. Of course, we had a duty to report what we heard to the Lance Guard. We did, but it didn't make a damn difference because soon we learned those unwelcome guests had teeth. Not long ago, one individual from a remote tribe came here seeking help recovering a stolen relic. Then another came with the same story. Then another, and another, and another, and another. And that makes 6, if Will counted correctly. By the time we realized the passage of the Unbound was a real threat, they had... Fuck, I think that was 5. And another! By the time we realized the passage of the Unbound was a real threat, they had one and all made their way across the sea with their ill-gone gains. Oh, cool. So wait, the old quests don't happen in Tuliolo then? That's weird. Each tribe has sent one of their own to recover what was lost, but being in strange lands, they're at a disadvantage. That's why I've been looking for someone who knows every corner of Eorzea and beyond. Now, I know you've business in Tural, or else you wouldn't be here in the first place. But if you could take the time to hear Ral Majun out, you'd be doing a service to many who could really use a helping hand. Confusion. There's 5... Wait, hang on. 4 role quests. There's healers, there's tanks, there's physical DPS, magic range DPS, and physical range DPS, right? So that's 5. But there's 6 members. Do you, like, if you complete all 5 of the role quests, do you, like, get, like, a finale quest or something to finish off the story? Or are you just left mildly unsatisfied? Plus capstone. Okay. They all have so far. Oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't realize that if I complete all the role quests in, like, Shadowbringers, I would get bonus content. Oh, that makes sense. Shit. Greetings. Allow me to thank you personally for lending your assistance in this matter. We've been quite desperate for someone suitable. Greetings, Ral Majun. At the risk of becoming a daily nuisance, I must ask, has there been any developments you might share? The Shadowbringers capstone is something I think should be MSQ. That makes a lot of sense considering it ties in directly with Arjun? Is his name Arjun? But ties directly into that story's Warrior of Light. A nuisance? Why, perish the thought. You've come just in time, in fact. None other than the vaunted Dekka has agreed to aid the search. Finally, a fortunate turn. So long as our sacred treasures are in wicked hands, our home shall finally know no peace. Or shall know no peace. To say nothing of the danger they pose to the other nations. If these thieves really do intend to stir up chaos across the seas, then you had better depart on the next ship. But before you do, it might be proper to introduce you to those who have come to Tulial in search of aid. Lozenaki comes from a village far to the north. A single warrior cannot hope to withstand the power of a tribe's relic, so she requires a stout protector. Someone that can be leaned upon when times are darkest. Dark night. The heirloom that Neopene must recover afflicts terrible maladies upon its victims. He seeks someone who commands great healing magics to counteract this effect. The search for Shashipi's tribal treasure has been entrusted to a peerless hunter. She requires someone to act as a frontline fighter, who can distract her target while her bow takes deadly aim. And lastly, there's Suyihi, who knows little about a people's ancient artifacts aside that must not fall into the wrong hands. She seeks a mage of great power, but anything beyond that lies shrouded in mystery. Aren't you forgetting someone, Raja? Your crisis is just as pressing, even if you won't say so yourself. Rahulja hails from further south than even Mamuk, and has traveled many days and nights in search of someone who can strike down their prey from afar. It's the only way to escape the effects of his village's treasure. Did I get that right? Indeed. I do get so forgetful in my old age. Thank you, Altmajun. 5 tribes, 5 stolen treasures. All are waiting for the aid of a brave soul. Hopefully that can be you, Dekka. Of course, I'll share all that I know on the matter. You only need ask. I know that I will not hold it against you should you choose to resist only those for whom your talents are best suited. So long as you do what you can, the people of Tural, and maybe even further, will be in your debt. Okay. We've completed the setup for the setup. Now we can get to the setup for the job quests. No, they're all locked. Oh no, they're not all locked. Okay, cool. I was worried I wasn't a high enough level. I might as well do the first one. And then, so, Suki is the magical ranged. Ranged is not spelled with a J. That's a fun fact for anybody who needs to spell range today. Magical ranged, I'm just gonna say roll quest. Wait, what's up? Hey, Almas. We're discussing how the Shadowbringers role quests were bullshit. Or that the capstone quest was really, really good and should have been in the MSQ, apparently. One of those two is definitely true. Oh, hello. Did Buck Evu send you to help recover our stolen treasure? Thank the heavens. And judging by your accoutrements, you're learned in the arcane arts, yes? If so, we've need of your power and wisdom. Truth be told, it is wisdom that we require most. You see, even though the treasure has been guarded by our people for generations, we know little of its true nature. In ages past, the forests of our homeland were plagued with terrible beasts, a constant source of fear and danger. To combat this menace, our mages spent many moons researching the treasure, known as the Perch of the Apex. Upon unlocking its secrets, they were able to drive the monsters from the woods, bringing peace at last. With the threat all but eradicated, our forebears forbade any further use of the treasure, and enshrined it within the village. Perch of the Apex. Sorry, hang on, I'm writing that down. Perch of the Apex. As the years passed, we slowly forgot what it was to live in fear. Yet as our struggles faded into memory, stories surrounding the Purge of the Apex became legend, then myth. Now, none living are certain of its true power. Yet, the peace was shattered by a member of the Passage of the Unbound. The villain wheedled his way into our trust, then stole upon my husband, the treasure's appointed guardian, catching him unaware with a terrible blow that left him unconscious. He is yet to awaken, so my daughter Topeki has set forth to retrieve what was stolen. Unlike her father, she has no skill in the arcane arts, and chose the path of the sword. That's why I've been seeking someone with the knowledge she lacks, should the ancient power be unleashed. Please, if you can find it in your heart to help Topeki, I'd be forever grateful. I feel like I caught some side eye at your daughter there, but whatever. Consider it done. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now, our only clues to the thief's whereabouts is from something he mentioned during his stay in our village. He spoke of his desire to bring change to a place called, Radzat Han? This is where Topeki decided to begin her search, so she boarded a ferry bound there, by way of Limsa with a trusted sword and shield close at hand. That's how you know her. Oh, because she has a sword and shield? Okay. Thank you for the info. She agreed to stay in Radzat Han to gather information until aid arrived. I know nothing of the place, but it's likely she can be found in a marketplace or some such. Please, bring our treasure, and my daughter, safely home. No, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt on this one. I don't think she's being a, asshole about her daughter. I think it's more so that she's just worried sick about her daughter. Oh, hey, cool. We get to go back to Radzat Han. That's the name of the place that I like. Wait, they have an airship landing? Wait, can I fly from any city to any other main city? Is that why this place also has an airship landing? I thought the airships... Hang on, wait. I'm investigating this immediately. I was under the impression that the airships only carried me between the 3 major cities. Where can I go if I want to get on this airship? Ooh! Ulda, Gridania, Limsa, Ishgard, and Kugane. Confusion. Do I need to talk to the airship person in... Also, this doesn't go to Charlian. But there's definitely an airship landing here. Oh, but I can't use it. It's not an actual airship landing. Okay, never mind. That makes more sense. Can't fly the Crystarium. You're so... You are right. Such a shame. I mean, if you were able to do that, then I feel like Ishola would have a much easier time visiting her boyfriend. Yeah. Boyfriend. Teasing, but true once they actually are able to see each other. Unless... Can you? Oh, are you looking for me? Whatsoever for? Crystarium housing is still my pie-in-the-sky pipe dream. Is it, like, really, really hard to get a house in the Crystarium because everybody wants a house in the Crystarium? Decca! And you say my mother sent you. I take it she's already explained the details, such as how we know next to nothing of the treasure and its capabilities. Wait, but surely they added more housing for Shadowbringers, if there's no housing in the Crystarium. We've only the legends passed down through our forebears to go on. They speak of a Tural Vidral of an owl that once terrorized the forest, whose soul is sealed within the perch of the apex. The tales have only become more vague as the mists of time obscure the treasure's origin. Even our village's elder remembers naught but an ominous warning uttered by those who once wielded its magics. The master of the apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. It's clear that despite owing their safety to the apex's power, our forebears viewed it as something to be feared. It must be truly immense. Now, onto the matter of the thief. Even during our brief acquaintance, he made plain his desire to bring change to Rajat Han. Naturally, I've started my search here, and have been seeking anyone who's expressed dissatisfaction with the status quo. Sure enough, I soon heard stories of a recent arrival, a self-styled savior of Rajat Han who proclaims that he will lead the city to greatness and calls himself the Justiciar. Yeah, that one. He's apparently taken on the burden of personally exterminating the beasts which infest Thavnir's wilds. He made a great show claiming he alone is equal to the task. While he certainly draws a crowd with his boasting, they only watch with morbid curiosity as he sets off into the jungles alone. I realize this could have nothing to do with our problem, but even the smallest lead must be pursued. I've heard he often gives his speeches at the region's smaller settlements. So, shall we go see this Justicar for ourselves? It's decided! I hear Yedley Med would be a good place to start. Hopefully there we can find our next crumb of a clue. I think Shadowbringer saw a boost to existing housing zones. Maybe I forgot when that happened with it and how many times it has. I think I know why my brain is confused. I think my brain is confused because Thanland Ul'dah has you leave the city and then there's the housing out here to go to the Goblet. And I think that my brain thought that that area in my memory was actually the first. And when you leave the Crystarium, there was an exit to housing like here. So I think I confused myself. You can also warp to the Goblet from the city itself. Yeah. But like what my brain was remembering was being in the overworld and being like, oh yeah, that's where the entrance to the housing is. Like I remember where the entrance to the housing is for the Black Shroud. And for Limsa Lominsa, I don't know where the entrance to the housing is actually. Where is it? Huh. I don't see where the housing is. Like, clearly they have some. Oh, is this it? Is it Mist? Oh, it must be Mist. That makes sense. Yeah, okay, Mist. Okay. Right. Let's track down some asshole. Dekka, we're in luck. This boy saw the very man we seek. It seems he gave the same grand speech about saving the people, claiming that danger lurked nearby before venturing forth to combat it alone. Yet the radiant host could not well stand idle if there truly were beasts afoot, so one of them followed him. All we need to do is pick up on their trail. He ran towards the shroud, but you might be able to spot him from Kajia's footsteps. You can see the whole forest from there. Thanks, you've been very helpful. So, Dekka, let's head there and see what we can see. Alright. I'm hoping for a demonstration of this thing's power. I don't remember the role quest from Endwalker at all. I must have gone through them as a healer, but I cannot remember what they... No, did those take place in the first? Or in this... Not the first... Did those take place in the World Unsundered? Is that what the role quests were? Or is my brain mixing something up? No, they were in our time. The plot was hunting down the blasphemies. Oh, that sounds familiar. I might have confused that with the MSQ in my brain, because that seems like an MSQ type thing. What are you looking at? Can't you see I'm in the middle of something here? You're looking for hippos. Damn, I was hoping to put paid to this before it got out of hand. Well, those hippos you're looking for should be rolling through any moment now. Just stand back and watch. Damn, we're so good at hiding. Here they come. I forgot about this joke. No, I'm confused. What the fuck is this? Hey, no stopping. What? Why is there fruit in the middle of the... You've done it now, you hamsterheads. Maru, what'd I tell you about riding this high road? Boss. Sorry, were they going on a joyride? What the fuck? Well, the roads back home ain't good for riding no more, boss. We ain't got much of a choice. Hurdling hippos are dangerous. Yeah, roaring down a main road, kicking up dust storms. You're scaring people. Wait, what the fuck? How did we get here? What, you already forgot about the Tower of Zot? The fires in this... I'm sorry, is this not the job quest? Was this a different blue quest that I forgot that I started doing? The fires and the screaming and the people turning? You really think that leads in a racket's what we need right now? This is the quest to unlock the society. Fuck! That makes so much more sense. In case you ain't got it through your heads yet, I'll spell it out for you. Our racing days are over. They were over yesterday, and they were over the day before that too. I take it this solves your hippo mystery. Now all that's left is to apologize for these sorry sods. Care to tell me where to direct our groveling? Alright, let's have a chat with this consignor. You're coming too, Maru. I left you in charge, and the one in charge takes responsibility. That's how it goes. The slow elephant nod. You'll be there to give you a report or something, right? See you soon enough then. Big yawn. Yeah, I didn't remember / know about racing hippos, but that is incredibly funny. I was so confused. Okay, that makes more sense. We're on our way. Oh my god, absolutely bewildered. You helped them set up Hippo DoorDash? Neat. What? What? Okay. Unfortunately, I'm developing a minor headache and need to go lay down for a second. So I'm going to put on text and I will be back at let's call it 05. and I apologize. But I need a second to lay down. So I'll be back. Bye-bye. Hello. Yeah, unfortunately, my head state is not really clearing up right now. And we're going to, like, a concert tonight. So I'm, like, just not good enough to go right now. So I'm gonna go nap. I'm fine. I can't stream and be able to do the concert and everything tonight as well. So I'm gonna end stream. And I will probably do a little bit of makeup. Maybe a little bit of makeup on tomorrow to catch myself up. But yeah. Thank y'all for coming. Have a good rest of your Saturdays. I wish you a peaceful weekend. Toodles.